Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this video is going to find you in good health. And since it's a Wednesday in the morning, you are likely rushing to go and start building the nation. So I don't want to waste a lot of your time. I just want to spare a few minutes to respond to a question which a gentleman on this platform asked me. It was a very simple question and very direct. And I felt that I'd do a service to the followers of this channel by responding to that question via a video. The question was very simple. Lee, what are Raila Odinga's options? Should President Uhuru Kenyatta betray him? What are his options? The guy explained to me that according to him, the meeting between Martha Karua, Justin Muturi, William Kabogo, alongside One Kenya Lands movement led by Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, and Moses Wetangula, according to him, there's a possibility of Raila Odinga being betrayed and Martha Karua being paired with Musalia Mudavadi. And as a matter of fact, for those who follow this channel, there's a video which I explained why Musalia Mudavadi is the easiest individual to be made the president of the Republic of Kenya. But he only makes it difficult for the president to do it. I'm going to share the link to that video. So I felt that that question needed an answer. And that's what I want to attempt to answer. But before I do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. Without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. It's because of you guys. So just click the thumbs up to support the channel. Drop your comment if you can. And those who can share the video, that's also the best. Now let us get back to business. And I want to be very, very brief today. What are Raila Odinga's options? Before we answer that, can President Uhuru Kenyatta betray Raila Amolo Odinga? And what are the consequences of Uhuru betraying Raila Amolo Odinga? Let's begin by answering the first question. Can Uhuru Kenyatta betray Raila Amolo Odinga? The answer to that is yes. Anybody who's been following this channel, I've always opined that in politics there are only two constant factors. The first constant is normally interest. As long as President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga's interests are converging at a point, then they'll go to the election united, whether to support Raila together or to support someone else. But if the interests are not converging, then the president can betray can betray Raila Odinga. Who knew that President Uhuru Kenyatta would betray his deputy, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto? Who knew? Nobody knew that. Interest, number one. The second thing is betrayal. That's another constant in politics. People are betrayed in politics every single day. So you can't rule out the possibility of Uhuru betraying Raila Amolo Odinga. It's part of the game. But what are the consequences? If today Uhuru Kenyatta wakes up and decides to betray Raila Odinga, the first thing which I know will happen is that the politics of this country is going to change again completely. That's the first thing. The other thing I know for sure is that Uhuru Kenyatta might have problems in parliament. But again, that might not happen because William Ruto and his brigades might now come back and give the president the desired support. So it's a 50-50 thing. But what are Raila Odinga's options? If you ask me that question, Raila Odinga has 4 options or 5. The first option, if he's betrayed, is to decide that I am going to run for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya. So he can run as the ODM presidential candidate. Because between now and December, it will be very difficult for ODM to produce another candidate. The only challenge Raila Odinga will face in that scenario is that he will not enjoy the support of the deep state. Raila Odinga supporters have always believed all along that Raila Odinga has always done everything possible to win the presidency. But that has never happened because of one reason. Deep state. Raila Odinga has never enjoyed the support of the deep state. So currently Raila Odinga is running in the hope that it's going to leverage on the support of the deep state. So if he's betrayed, that's not going to happen. The second thing which is going to happen is that his support base is going to be demoralized. As we speak, and I've stated this severally, the day President Uhuru Kenyatta will endorse Raila Odinga, that's the day Raila Odinga's support base will be re-energized. Otherwise, as at now, there is fatigue amongst Raila Odinga supporters. There are those who will not go to vote if Raila Odinga will not be supported. If they believe Raila Odinga is not going to enjoy the support of the deep state, most of them will just relax. And number 3, the other thing is third force is likely to emerge. Because if Raila Odinga is going to run, Ruto is running, and the president is betraying Raila, what it will mean is that one Kenya lands might figure out that if Raila is running and has been betrayed, there's a chance that the president can throw his weight behind us. So third force is likely to emerge. And even from the larger Mount Kenya region, if Uhuru will not be supporting Raila and Uhuru is not supporting Ruto, then they can decide that let us sponsor a candidate. So there's a possibility of a third or even a fourth either a third or a fourth force emerging. Should President Uhuru Kenyatta decide to betray Raila Odinga and Raila Odinga decides to run as a presidential candidate. That's the first option he has. The second option, which is what is feared the most by President Uhuru Kenyatta and his allies, and this is basically what is stopping the president from betraying Raila Odinga, throw his weight behind the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto. Raila Odinga can decide that if I'm not running, you have betrayed me, I want to teach you a political lesson. So Raila can decide to team up with the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto. Nothing is going to stop him from that. And in my view, that is the only thing which is going to make President Uhuru Kenyatta support Raila Odinga. So it's the biggest fear Raila Odinga. It's the biggest fear the president has. So if Raila were to support Ruto today, there's a chance that Ruto will easily win. It's going to be a first round win from the onset. How you interpret that is up to you, but it's going to be a first round win for the DP. For the DP if Raila supports him. The only challenge he's going to face if that were to happen is that the support he has in Mount Kenya region. Do you think Mount Kenya can decide to support Ruto if Raila is supporting him? That's something which is still questionable. And Ruto has invested heavily in the larger Mount Kenya region. But that's something. But he can decide as a second option to support Ruto. The third option for him, which appears to be remote, is that Raila Odinga can decide to retreat to ODM party and figure out the best way to develop that party. And decides that for a start, I'm going to support Hassan Joho and Wycliffe Oparanya for the presidency. So these two will go to the presidency, not to win, but for future. Hassan Joho can make a good presidential candidate if you ask me. He's charismatic. So which means Hassan Joho can easily get votes across the country. He can appeal to the youth. Hassan Joho can dismantle Ruto, he can dismantle Mudavadi, every other person. Again, Hassan Joho is a Muslim. So being a Muslim, it means the entire Muslim community can decide to rally behind him. Then with the support of Raila Odinga and the other regions, that will be formidable, even if you will not win. So ODM can start figuring their future from there. The fourth thing, which is something which is there, is also that Raila Odinga can actually decide that if the president is not going to support me, I'm going to retire. And I've stated on this platform severally that if and in case President Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to support Raila Odinga for the presidency, then Raila Odinga should do one thing: forget about the presidency and retire. That one I'm repeating. If tomorrow President Uhuru Kenyatta were to wake up and start working with Ruto or someone else, Raila Odinga should just retire. Because if winning the presidency, Raila Odinga has won before. If it's getting votes, he has done before. If it's campaigning, he has done before. The only thing which Raila Odinga has been lacking is the deep state. So if that deep state is not going to support him through Uhuru Kenyatta, then he should retire. And lastly, my fifth point is that he can also decide to support Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. That one will also work in his favor in several ways. Number one, he'll be viewed as someone who has not betrayed someone who stood with him. So there's a way they can play around. Kalonzo comes back, Raila supports him. He stood with Raila Odinga two times. So Raila Odinga will tell him, you stood with me, I'm going to support you. So that's the first thing with Kalonzo. Then another thing with Kalonzo is that, by supporting Kalonzo, is that even those who will be dissatisfied with this whole idea of betraying Raila will rally around Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. I don't know what to think. Do you think Raila Odinga has any other option in case of a betrayal? Let me read your comments. And thank you guys. May you have a good day. Bye-bye.